So now that we have our character pretty much set up, we want to go ahead and start working on the plugin side of things. So for example, instead of keeping, the upper body at the A pose, we are going to want to go ahead and link that to a layer and just get the upper body kind of good to go. So first thing in our pawn, we're going to add the SKG shooter pawn component. Inside of here, we go to initialize. You can see we have some basic setups to kind of help if we really want to use them. So auto linking different anim layers. So for the time being, we're going to go ahead and use that. So the linked anim layer class, we want to be we can do either one of these. I want to do the procedurals first and just kind of leave it. Then we want to make sure auto setup linked anim layer is enabled. Next up, we want to go ahead and make sure these components match. So because we are using a single mesh, we're going to leave that as true, which means either one of these can be used. So as long as it finds one of these, it's fine. So in the case of third person mesh component name being character mesh 0, that aligns with the default character mesh name from the character class, as you can see here. So these two are taken care of. Then we have the camera component name. By default, it's a camera component, but ours is named follow camera. Now, again, this is optional, but it does have some built-in functionality, such as when you aim, based upon your aiming settings, it can zoom the camera in or out a little bit. So we're going to name this change the name to follow camera like so, and then the camera attached socket. So selecting the follow camera, S_camera, S_camera, we are good to go. We don't need to worry about replicating remote yaw or anything like that, so you can just ignore it or turn it off. So now that we have that, once we hit play, our anim layer should be linked, as you can see here. So if I look down and I look over, our character is actually looking down. Likewise, if I look up, he is looking up. And it does have the weird effect with the arms. Now I do have another anim graph set up to kind of be more in tune with the unarmed state. So that would be this one here, the anim layer for the unarmed. So if we use that, it'd still look up and down and whatnot, but if I look down, you can see the arms and such don't move because we're not actually manipulating the spine. In this case, we are manipulating a little bit of the upper spine, but the bulk of it's going to be in the neck and the head to kind of get a more, I guess you could say, a natural set of movement, if that makes sense. So now that we have that, our character is kind of good to go. We are pretty much at a point where we are ready to equip something that we want to hold, such as a firearm. So now that we have this set, I'm going to go ahead and put this back to the procedurals, not the unarmed. And in the next video, we're going to go ahead and get set up to basically just have a simple firearm. So with that in mind, I will see you in the next video.